Hey, I think we should start a podcast.
You're a podcast! Hello, and welcome back to another episode of You're a Podcast.
Hi,
I'm one of your hosts, Austin Kassler.
I'm Faith.
That's Faith, and that's how she's feeling. Just letting it all, her beautiful personality shine through.
Yep.
So what's up? How's everybody doing? We're back here in the studio. It's our spare bedroom.
AKA the guest room.
Yeah. If you stay with us, you can stay in the podcast studio. There's a bed in here and everything.
It's a privilege.
It is.
It's also our only guest room because the other one's occupied.
Well, I mean, that's not even a guest room. That's just
A room.
a room that someone lives in. But yeah, we're here. We're doing this. We're talking about what we did. Faith just got blasted. Tattoo
ink.
style.
By ink.
By ink. Blasted by the, I don't know.
Needles and ink. I don't know.
The Inkmeister herself.
Jessica Gold.
That's a cool name.
Yeah.
I'm not
Jessica
upset about
Gold.
that name at all.
Find her on Instagram at Jessica Gold Tattoo. She was over in Eugene at the Black Label Tattoo Collective, and she did one of those Instagram contests or whatever, and I entered because I was like, yeah, why not? Tattoos are fun. And it was like a free 8-hour session, and I told myself, because I never win anything, literally I've never won anything, told myself, like, I'll just enter once a week, because it was like you could enter once a day for the whole entire month, and I was like, I'm not that committed to this. So I just posted it 4 times for the month, and I won. Crushed it.
And it was a free
Totes free.
8-hour tattoo.
Ended up being 9 hours, but
Yeah, but whose
shit
fault
happens.
is that? But yeah, you won an 8-hour tattoo. Tell them what did you get? Tell them what you won.
Well, part of the tattoo like contest, because it was for her first year of tattooing, was they had to be like pretty open to the design. But I've, for I don't know, a couple years at least, I wanted a tattoo of like a red fox and a bear somehow together because they're my favorite animals. And when I told her that, she just came up with this design where it's like half of each of their faces kind of like offset from each other, with like a line down the middle and then a bunch of like flowers and berries and stuff around them. And it's better than I ever could have imagined in my own head. So that's why she's the artist, not I.
That's true. And that also, previous statement, not true. That you never won nothing.
What'd I win?
My heart.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Get over yourself.
What? You don't think getting married qualifies as winning my heart?
I don't think I won you.
It was
I earned
definitely a competition, and all ladies was invited to join.
All of them. Even for the 9 years before we got married, all the ladies were invited.
I know, but before we got together, all the ladies was invited to join.
Okay, but you said
Come and
when
win
we got
this-
married, I
this
won your
boy's
heart. So I didn't win your heart at any other point in the last 9.5 years.
It took a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Should have gotten married to you, I guess.
No, well, it was the right time to do it. At that point, you had won my heart, but like 6
doesn't
years
sound
in,
like it with your
maybe,
tone
but
of
it would have been
voice.
too soon. What?
Like, yeah, you won my heart.
I definitely didn't say it like that.
I know, you said it like a radio contest or something. Come on, come all, try and win Austin Kassler's heart.
That's a good prize.
I have it. It's mine. No one else can.
It's not on the market anymore
Nope.
for winning or purchase. Oh shit, I forgot to tell you. I had my first like, oh hey, how's it going? Oh shit, never mind, you're married thing that
Nice.
happened. Haven't gotten one of those. I was out
I've been married for like 3 months.
No, but still, nobody ever has done that.
Just before you were married too.
Yeah.
Got
But so I was out at the bar. I was going to do the comedy show. It was for the Change It comedy showcase. And I was
That one
walking.
I was just at.
Yeah. And I was walking back to the bar to grab like the sound equipment so that I could get everything set up. And one of the girls at the bar, one of the drunk college girls,
They were very loud.
they were very loud, very aggressive. But one of them goes, "Oh, hey, your jacket looks super comfy."
I'm like, yeah, it
And
is.
I was like, "Yeah, it is. I was like, it's really soft, especially on the inside." And she goes, "Nuh-uh." And I went, "Yeah."
'Cause it sounds like a pickup line, Austin. You don't like think of that.
No, I didn't at all. I have a super comfy jacket, and it's especially comfy on the inside.
I'm just saying, it's like a straight up pickup line.
I apparently have got some game.
Good job, 10.
But she goes, "Nuh-uh," and I went, "Yeah-huh," and she goes, "How soft?" And I was like, "Well," and I started to unbutton my jacket because it was buttoned all the way up. And as soon as I brought up my left hand over my right hand to start like unbuttoning, and she's like, "Oh, and like your wife isn't gonna hate me, is she?" And like she like just saw the ring staring her in the face, and immediately backed off, which is impressive for a drunk college girl.
Good for her. Because apparently Austin's just going to take his jacket and his clothes off for anyone.
This is known. I will take my clothes off for anyone. Not sexually, most of the time as a joke, but also it's a...
Or to just accidentally hit on people, apparently.
I don't think I was hitting on her. What? You think that was me hitting on her?
I mean, it was a flirt for sure.
I was not even... I was literally just talking about my jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. You were there. You were in the front of the bar. How crazy bad would that have been if I was like, "Oh, hey, the inside of my pants is really soft too." Like that's...
She probably would have gone for it.
I don't think so. As soon as she saw the ring, was like, "Oh, nope, no, never mind."
Cool.
But she did agree. It's a super comfy jacket.
Mm-hmm.
I like it, and you do too when you borrow it. So we're all in agreement on the jacket.
It's very toasty.
So with your tattoo, it was supposed to be 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
But that didn't end up happening.
No, we did 6.5 straight, and then she was tired and I was tired and my leg hurt, and she just asked if I could come back today, and I did, and it sucked. We finished it in another 2.5. It was a lot. I don't recommend going back immediately the next day.
No, it definitely seems like you had a different reaction going back the second day than you would have just doing it all straight.
Yeah. I mean, that's still the longest I would have sat for a tattoo ever, because I've only done like 5.5 hours before. But I even before I had ever gone back for a second day, I was always like, no, I don't want to come back, just finish.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
And your dad gave you some late advice?
Yeah, you live and you learn. My dad, when I told him about it, he was like, I know that must have sucked. He's like, I only wait, I usually wait like 6 weeks before I go back to get it filled in because it just sucks. And I'm like, yeah, well, now I know. Learn something new every day.
Do you think you'll ever sit that long for a tattoo again?
Yeah, I mean, if it's something I want.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. It wasn't that bad the first day.
No.
It was fine.
No, but you came back today, like limping all over the house.
Yeah, my leg hurts. My muscles are all like...
You should go to a doctor if that's what your muscles are doing.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, whether they're... Is it weird that the noise that you made had a consistency? Yeah.
I try.
Could totally see it was like melting muscle. Not good. Doctor time, for sure.
How was your week? Working. Comedy.
Yeah.
The huge.
The huge. I did the Change of Comedy showcase. That went pretty well. We ended up getting a lot more people in than we were expecting.
Yeah.
And I don't
think you expected any people to come.
No, was, well, not expecting, but definitely hoping that we'd get at least a few people. But I ended up shouting a bunch of people in off the street, just letting them know we had a comedy show
out there.
I was. Well, I'm not like the town caller. Like some people would just be like, comedy show, come in. Here we go. Right in here, starting up.
Also, I think like a town caller does like bad things like, hear ye, the plague's here.
Oh, like they just deliver bad news?
Yeah. Or like news in general, you know, like in Harry Potter, the guy's like in the 5th one in the movie, he's like holding the newspaper and he's like, Dumbledore, is he daft or is he dangerous?
Is that a town caller or just a newspaper salesman?
Yeah, same thing. Town callers just before there was newspapers. Or before people could like consistently read.
Yeah, that's true.
That took a while.
But I feel like it's not all bad news all the time. I think they just did the news.
Just notoriously, that nude's mostly bad.
Yeah, that is. That's accurate.
News mostly sucks.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're mostly bad too. But who?
Rude.
I know. I tried to
get
do
a
the
new
Euro.
girlfriend.
I tried to do the Euro joke, and then I ended up getting your mad stink eye.
I was drinking water. I wasn't just silent treatmenting him. Everyone.
But yeah, what else did we do this week? We went and saw a movie.
That was last week, kind of. They heard about it in the last episode. We saw Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, well, we said we were going to go see it when we were recording the podcast, and then we went and saw it.
That is true. It was very good. It was funny and so sad.
So sad. I was not expecting it to be so sad.
You thought it was going to be full funny. I figured it'd be some kind of sad because it's about Nazis.
Yeah, I mean...
I didn't see the sad that came and slapped you in the face. But it was good. It was very good. I highly recommend. I don't want to say that director's name because I'll butcher it. Take a Waititi or something.
Waititi.
He was Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
It was good.
The boy has an imaginary Adolf. An imaginary Adolf Hitler in his head.
Because he's like a good little Nazi boy.
He is. He's good little Nazi. But...
And his name's Jojo.
Yeah. And he gets fucked up bad.
Yeah. It was crazy. But, you know, like without like giving too much away, because if you guys see the commercial, you can pretty much figure this out. He like starts to question his whole Nazi belief system after some shit goes down, and it just turns into... I don't know, kind of like it. I mean, it's advertised as a satire about Nazis, which it is. But it also is like a coming of age story, kind of like figuring out how to think for yourself also and all that stuff. And then it's just horribly depressing. And then it ends on a high note, which is good because sad. It ends on a high note like World War II did with the Germans not winning.
Hell yeah. Isn't it crazy that World War II was like, you couldn't, like, as a story, like looking at it objectively, like obviously it was terrible, but if you were looking at it objectively, it's like the perfect story.
Yeah.
You know?
I can see that. It makes good books. I like World War II books.
It does. It makes great books. But you basically have like the ultimate evil, Nazi Germany. And then like basically one of the most evil entities that we've seen through history.
Yeah.
But and then it was like the other group of people who were still outmatched by this guy trying to come together to defeat the evil, and they're falling back, they're losing territory, everything's going
It's all about like courage
bad.
and perseverance.
And then the Western Hemisphere comes to the rescue.
I mean, Japan kind of made a boo-boo attacking us the way they did.
Japan did kind of mess up. They kind of forced us to enter the war, but also
they didn't
Canada.
think that through. Just saying. Canada did come in.
Japan was really like forced to do what they did. It wasn't a great move, but they were cut off from everything. They're an island nation. They did kind of dip into China and take over some of that, which kind of helped them out. But they didn't have enough materials to support the war effort that they were trying to do.
Yeah.
And they were like, didn't have enough food. They didn't have enough materials. They didn't have anything. So they had to come in and make a strike against somebody who they were pretty much already at war with.
Yeah. Then we kicked their ass a little too hard.
Serious.
We went a little over-eager. But, I guess it worked. If you want to call it working, what we did. Not great. We wouldn't have won, I don't think, in a regular, on Japan. Because they had, all those fucking holes and shit. No,
so from what I've learned, Japan was definitely on the back pedal, and they were actually getting ready to surrender, from what I understand from, I like history, but I'm also lazy and don't do my complete research. But from what I understand, they were, going to surrender. And
surrender now! Pew!
Exactly. So
they were like, oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, and they were like, what the fuck, we surrender! But
anyways, so Jojo Rabbit's good before we turn into a history podcast about World War II.
I mean,
there's too many of those.
There are too many of those. They're so good.
And we don't know enough. People are going to be shouting at us to do our research, and we don't want to.
100%. Last fun fact about World War II before we move on from this, though. Canada teaches that they won World War II.
They helped.
They actually, so the first time I heard that, I was like, no, what the fuck? Get out of here, Canada. Psh, I didn't even know you had a standing army.
Canada helped.
They do. They helped a lot.
Yeah.
They were in the war way before us and all the way to the end, and they were actually a key proponent in the Allies winning the war.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it actually mattered.
They actually mattered a lot.
Forget that.
Yeah. So I just always thought it was funny, that fact. They're like, we won World War II. And then
no.
America is like, nah. But yeah.
Kinda.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I had a random question come into my mind. As I do, because that's the faith way.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking, how there's mythical creatures. And I was wondering,
like the unicorn head that Hitler was eating in Jojo Rabbit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Maybe that's what made me think of these random questions. Who knows?
Maybe.
Between a couple of animals, I'm gonna list them off for you. Which one? These are real animals. Okay. Which one would you believe was mythical?
Okay, so
I'm going to tell you which ones.
Wait, but so they're all real animals.
Yes. Well, I have two questions. This first one is real animals that you, if I came up to you and I was like, this isn't real, you would believe me. Even though you've been told it's real. If someone was raised thinking, I almost said Bigfoot was real, but we're in Oregon, so everybody thinks it's real.
Yeah.
So if you were raised in Oregon and everybody told you Bigfoot was real, and I was like, no, it's not real. And you were like, oh, I believe that.
Yeah, Mr. Squatchy. If I had no knowledge already that the animals
you would
were
just
real.
Believe me.
Okay.
Like this girl that I went to high school with that thought reindeer were fake. That they were invented for Santa Claus.
I mean,
reindeer aren't that weird.
No, they're not that weird.
The fact that they fly is made up.
They're so tied into the whole Santa Claus thing.
She also thought that polar bears were fake. I don't know. Anyways.
I mean, they're about to be.
That's true. They won't be fake. They'll be extinct. There's a difference.
Yeah.
So a giraffe, an anglerfish, the weird lantern fishes that Nemo sees, a platypus, or a narwhal. If I just came up to you out of the street and was like, yo, that shit's fake. This is a mythical creature. It's not real. Which one would you think?
And not trying to convince me that they're
Yeah,
not
no.
real.
They
But
ju- you
just,
just,
I have no knowledge of the animal.
Yeah.
And you're like, check out this crazy.
I'm like, I just
mythical
made this shit up.
being.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy art?
Uh-huh. As much as people say like narwhals are the unicorns of the ocean, I still think that I would believe that they exist
Yeah.
because
Some people think they don't.
I mean it's like a whale that has like a big spirally tooth.
It's like a tusk.
Yeah, it's just like a big singular tusk. It's weird.
It's a little weird.
I'd still believe
I think
that
what's
it's true.
weirder is that their head is like perfectly round with just like a horn sticking out of it, like a child drew them. Is what's weird.
Yeah, that's true. But
Like
I
them
also
as a
think-
creature is not that weird.
yeah, I also think that belugas look like something that a child would draw.
Belugas got fucked
Beluga
up
whales.
heads.
They got like that, like they got this
Bubble.
great big brain holder up at the top, and then half their face is lips.
Yeah,
Like-
they're weird.
It's totally It's something that someone would draw with a white crayon.
Yeah,
100%.
nobody draws anything with white crayons.
Exactly, except for beluga whales.
But giraffes are just like, this is like a kind of tall, spotted leopard horse
Leopard
with like a
horse.
20-foot neck,
Yeah,
and it's real somehow.
it does sound like kind of a liger situation.
Yeah.
You know, I could see that.
Like a python and a horse had a baby and turned into a giraffe.
That's totally what a giraffe is. Damn, we figured it out. It
Yeah.
was the fucking snake that tricked Adam and Eve, man. He got done with that. He was so
I'm gonna go get this horse pregnant.
yeah, he was so pumped he fucked a horse. That's how
And,
the giraffe was made.
Fish is just
Dude, the anglerfish
light up
is
somehow.
anglerfish is something like out of nightmares. It's
Like all of their teeth like point out of their head somehow.
and they don't have they have the opposite problem of a beluga whale, and they don't have nearly enough lip.
No,
They
no
need
lip.
way more lips.
Yeah.
Plus their head, they're like 90% head.
I don't even think they have a body. It's all head with
Yeah.
like just a tail on the butt.
It's crazy. And on top of that, they glow when they want to.
Yeah,
Not
not
even
always.
just glow, but they're like,
I'm
"Oh,
gonna trick you,
yeah, I'm going to glow here. We're good."
and then I'm gonna snatch you up.
And then
And like platypus is just like a joke that God made. Just had all these spare parts and threw
it's
them
leftover
together.
parts. It's crazy.
Like a duck bill and a weird ass body and a beaver tail.
Yeah. And it lives underwater, breathes air, which is not
And
that
lays
weird.
eggs.
But then it lays eggs. It's
a
a
turtle.
mammal. And it's poisonous.
Yep.
Or venomous. It's venomous.
Yeah.
Because poisonous is if I eat it, then it kills me. Venomous is if it bites,
Bites
me,
me.
then it kills me. But
So
so it's venomous. It's got stingers.
yeah, platypus are weird. So
Crazy.
which one do you think you like is made up? It's not even real. Like there's not actually proof. Can you imagine though? Like really, like right now today, you found out giraffes were made up. Like all the pictures anybody's ever posted of a giraffe.
That'd be crazy.
It's just a bunch of fucking Photoshop.
God.
Everybody's just in on the joke.
Giraffes were just made to get poachers in trouble.
Yeah. Like that's it.
They Photoshop them in next to a poacher, and they're like, "Look at this fucking guy!
I'm like, what?
What a piece of shit!"
So like if tomorrow you were to find out, like the news just came out, breaking news, platypus are fake, we've all been lied to.
I would laugh at that really hard. I'd be like, "Holy
But
shit!"
which would
they
you
got
believe
us.
the most of those animals?
Anglerfish. I think I would
Anglerfish?
believe anglerfish. Why do they call it an anglerfish?
I have no clue.
Maybe because he's a fish.
Who
Who's an
fishes? I think that's
a fish
probably
who
it.
fishes.
He's a fisherman fish. He's a fisher fish.
Wow, I like
Wow.
it. That's like a.
Wow.
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, I would believe anglerfish.
I think
Final
I believe
answer.
platypus.
Platypus, I would most believe that situation that you brought up where they're like,
We made it up.
breaking news, platypus was never real. Holy shit, you guys are dumb.
Yeah.
That I'd believe.
Yeah. I could see that too. I don't know. I just think it's a wonderful world that platypus are real. I think it's a wonderful world that all of these things are like actual, factual creatures.
Yeah. Don't they have like a little tummy pouch too? They're like a marsupial.
Are they like marsupial?
Also?
Like a mammal marsupial?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
Platypus
I think it's just
are-
it's like a legend at this point. Like people just keep adding stuff. Like platypus are probably just like otters. Like they look totally normal.
No, dude. Steve Irwin showed me a platypus in
Yeah, how
my
long ago was
childhood.
that?
A long time ago. They might be extinct by now, but
Who knows? No one will know because nobody cares.
I mean, they live in Australia. You can't kill anything in Australia. It's impossible.
I mean, kill Steve Irwin. it's too soon still. I love Steve Irwin. He was
Oh,
amazing.
me
He taught
too.
me everything I know.
Serious.
I remember distinctly because my mom didn't like to take me to school early, so I was a late bird or whatever. Late owl, night owl. I
Night
don't know.
owl?
I went to school at like 9 instead of 7.
I'm still a night owl.
And I used to wake up every morning, and while my mom took care of my grandma, I would watch The Crocodile Hunter. And that was just like what I did.
It's so cool.
It was the coolest shit. And sometimes Jeff Corwin would come on too, and he was fine, but he wasn't as cool as Steve Irwin.
No, he wasn't nearly as cool as Steve Irwin. Plus, he got bit by a snake like way early on.
Yeah, dummy. Okay, next question.
Oh,
This is my other question. Which mythical creature?
Creature.
Which mythical
Yeesh.
creature?
I mean, this is a 4-year-old's question, so
Which
it's just appropriate.
Mythical creature. If I like showed you proof right now, you would like really believe me. Because people are always like, "I have proof that God's real," and you're like, "How?"
Yeah.
But like, news came out, same thing. Breaking news. Insert
oh.
animals real.
Okay.
And like scientists all like it's 100%. Every scientist, not even like a 9 out of 10 dentist
Yeah.
degree. 100.
We straight up
scientists.
found it.
Yeah.
Did DNA tests. Took a picture. We got a live one.
Yeah. Mermaids, unicorns, hippogriffs, or Loch Ness.
I mean, Loch Ness is out for me immediately.
Yeah, I know. That's why I put it on there.
Yeah, the Loch Ness monster.
I know you have a weird vendetta against Loch Ness.
It's just impossible. It's
I mean, I
in
agree.
a lake.
It's not possible.
It's in a lake, like, and it's supposed to be huge. The
Yeah.
lake is not that big as far as lakes go.
It's for them to have been searching for it for so long, and they all are always like, "There's proof. There's proof. Look at my grainy ass picture of what's definitely a log. There's proof."
Yeah. No, it's not possible. Now, if you had told me that something like the Loch Ness monster,
Used to be real, like a dinosaur.
well, there is a dinosaur that
looks just like the Loch Ness
exactly
monster.
like
Yeah.
what they describe. So, yeah, you tell me that it used to be real, I already believe that.
Yeah.
You tell me that there's something like the Loch Ness monster in the ocean,
Ocean, yeah.
I'd be more inclined to believe you.
Because the ocean's ginormous. It's impossible to search all at the same time.
Exactly.
Whereas like a Loch Ness lake or whatever, they just like put a sonar in that bitch and it's all searched.
Yeah. No, and
People still
I
believe
mean,
it though.
And I'm pretty sure they've dragged the loch for bodies.
Isn't it? It's like kind of nice though that people can believe in something that much.
Yeah.
It's a little
but
irrational.
also it makes them insane.
Yeah.
But
The Loch Ness is out. Unicorn, hippogriff, mermaid.
a unicorn would be pretty easy to believe,
Yeah.
you know?
It could just be like a malformation, you know,
Yeah.
like of like a bone sticking out of their head.
Yeah, like
But like that they have like the same magical properties that unicorns have.
Oh, they have magical properties too?
I'm just saying, like unicorns, when people talk about unicorns, they're not just unicorns. They have like healing shit. And like if you drink their blood, you live forever or whatever.
I mean, now you're just talking Harry Potter lore, specifically
But like
Harry Potter
also
lore.
like unicorns, you know, like fairies and shit, they have like shit they do. They're not just like a horse with a horn. They're
Yeah.
fancy.
I mean, if you're talking a horse with a horn, yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
it's easy to believe. That's just
That one I believe.
a mutant.
Yeah, the mutant. It doesn't even have to be a big horn. It's
So they have
just
to be like the unicorns of myth. They're fancy. They're born like bright gold.
what
they turn
myth says they're
silver.
born bright gold?
In pictures, when you see them unicorns as babies, they're like liquid gold color.
What?
And then they turn silver and then they turn white.
I
Jesus.
apparently have not done any research on unicorns.
There you know.
But minus the magical powers,
Yeah.
unicorn's super easy to believe.
Yeah.
Hippogriff is a little too much.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
What about like a manticore? That'd be so scary. I'd be afraid to go wherever manticores came from. I would never go to that country.
Well, a manticore is just what? It's a lion with like a human face and brain?
That's a sphinx.
Oh. What's a manticore?
Manticore is like a scorpion and like a bull or some shit.
Ooh.
It's something like that. Don't quote me. I have my phone. I can't Google it. But
Well, how are you so afraid of something that you don't know what it is?
because I just remember it being really scary.
Okay.
Google it.
Yeah. So it's
Look
like
it up. You have your phone.
It's like the devil kind of thing. You don't really know what it looks like, but it's scary as shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I know it has scorpion. I just don't know what the other animal is.
Okay. Let's we gotta know.
I don't know if I'd believe mermaids existed. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we
I
would
think-
have seen them.
So listen, mermaids, there's like actual documentaries and shit about people who are like, mermaids exist. They
Documentaries
totally
like that for
exist.
Loch Ness.
Yeah. And it's almost equally as dumb. But their whole argument is that every single culture that's been coast based that relies
Talks
on the
about
ocean
mermaids.
has some form of mermaid lore. Like the Greeks had sirens.
Hmm.
All of Europe had mermaids. Like even
So like back in the way back, there'd be like no other way for them to have spread that news so far without them being real.
yeah, that's what
The argument
the
is.
argument is.
What
But
if mermaids were
also-
like the opposite? Like they had fish heads and people legs. Would you believe that more?
No. No.
That'd be scarier.
Well, I mean, if it was like straight up people size with people legs,
Yeah,
no,
not like
but-
tiny fish people.
Yeah, but if a fish grew legs, I'd be like,
Cool,
yeah,
evolution.
finally, it's about time.
But like no, like they were people colored, not like scaled or anything.
No,
It's like
no, no,
like right now, you just hacked my legs off and stuck them on a fish head,
Yeah, so like
like a toy that Sid from Toy Story would have made.
nice. Yeah, no, I'd probably believe that less,
Cool.
but
Just curious. Looking up manticores.
yeah, I'm looking up a manticore. What's a manticore?
We love Google.
Dude.
It's the
Google.
best. Because I'm a curious people.
Oh, this says a manticore is a mythical creature with a man's head, a lion's body, and a scorpion's tail.
I know it's scorpion.
And teeth. Lots of teeth. That's what it says. Specifically has to have a lot of teeth.
Okay, so manticore is like a scarier sphinx. Sphinxes are just scary because you have to like take a fucking quiz with these assholes before you're allowed to go anywhere.
I think it's more anxiety based.
Yeah.
Because you have the test you have to pass.
Yeah, sphinxes are scary. So unicorn, even if they're magical like they are, because hippogriffs are just of like a half eagle, half horse that can fly. Mermaids is intelligent, so you have to think about that. But are you
Yeah.
more inclined to believe in magic or a flying horse? Basically, essentially, obviously that's a Pegasus. If it's a flying horse, it's a half an eagle.
It's got
Half
to
a
be
horse.
eagle. But my point with the mermaids was like their whole thing is like it couldn't have spread like that.
Yeah.
But also, if you live on the coast, the easiest thing to think of is, hey, it'd be cool if I could breathe underwater, and hey, it'd be cool if I was half fish, but I want to keep my rock and bod top part
Yeah.
so I could swim around.
You ever think about if like mermaids do it?
I mean, they have to breed.
You think they just lay eggs like fish though, or do it?
They don't
How
have,
would they?
They don't appear to have a
Dinglies.
ding dongs.
So you think they just like shoot like rue out and like people grow?
Yeah. Just like
Crazy.
fish.
Think it takes 9 months? How long does it take for fish babies to come?
I don't know. I would
Anyways.
assume until they reach sexual maturity.
So stupid.
Then they can come. I don't know. I think it depends on the fish, but also you're half mammal, half fish. So do you lay eggs?
I know. There's inconsistencies with the mermaid tail, unless they look like the mermaids in the fourth Harry Potter, because then they look more like fish.
Yeah, those guys are straight up fish.
Yeah, they just have arms.
Everything comes back to Harry Potter.
I mean, for me, when it comes to mythical creatures, it
everything
for
does.
sure does.
I think I gotta go with the unicorn, even with the magical powers.
Cool.
What about you?
I agree. I was just I'm just giving you shit about it.
All right, cool. Just making it difficult for me so you can have the exact same answer.
Well, I wanted to know your reasoning because you seemed like if they were magical, you would change your answer.
Well, it does seem less likely that, because if unicorns exist, then all kinds of magic has to exist.
Yeah. Would you rather believe in like fairies or Atlantis? Like Atlantis existed right now, like in the movie Atlantis, like there's in a fucking bubble under there.
Dude, Atlantis would be dope. I'm super excited for Atlantis.
But do you think Atlantis or fairies? Would you believe which one more?
Atlantis.
You'd believe Atlantis more than fairies?
Yeah.
That they've been under the ocean for like a gajillion years and they're technologically advanced enough to have a bubble over them.
Not that they're technologically advanced enough to have a bubble, but that a city sank and somehow was covered enough to where people could survive down there.
Like a cave.
Yeah.
Situation, underwater cave.
Yeah. A city collapsed, fell
Maybe
in.
they'd run out of air.
It depends on the situation. And that the people kept evolving as normal people, living off of seafood and stuff.
If like in your situation, like if it was like in a cave, that they'd be like really creepy looking. They'd be like albinos with like pasty eyeballs and shit, like the fish that live in the dark.
No, it definitely wouldn't be like a Disney Atlantis type situation. It would be like, these dudes are freaks. Fuck.
I think fairies would be cool.
In everything but Disney movies,
fairies are fucked
suck.
up. Yeah, no, pixies are cool, not cool. They're always murdering people and tempting them to do naughties.
Yeah. Or like, even if they're like tiny and can't really do that much, they're always like biting everybody.
Yeah, they do bite all.
Yeah. They're so bitey.
It's weird.
Yeah. So I think in a real life situation, I would definitely believe Atlantis way more.
Would you go?
I mean, not if they're like those cave people we just described. Fuck
but
that.
Like, if Atlantis is discovered and, eventually, for whatever reason or whatever, you can go there and like people have been there and they've come back fine. They're not like eaten. Would you go? Because I've asked you if you'd go to space before and you're like, no. And I'm like, why?
Space, they got to fix the kinks before I get going up there.
I've straight up asked you before, like in our lifetime, if you'd want to go to space with me, if it was like an option, and you just said no.
Yeah. Because I don't think in our lifetime there's enough time to really figure out space travel.
But what if they did? Would you rather go to space or to Atlantis?
They still have to test it a few times for me to go.
Okay.
And with space travel, one trip, like going to another planet, takes thousands of years.
Let's just say we go to the moon. We don't have to go very far. I just want to go to space and look back and be like, flat earthers were wrong as fuck.
I mean, I already know that.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying Earth probably looks dope.
Earth does definitely look dope from space.
Yeah.
Once they
looks pretty shitty from down here.
Yeah.
Shit's going to all kinds of hell.
Yeah, right? But once they figure out a way to send rockets up into space that aren't horribly combustible and still fail like all the time, once the rockets stop being like the explosion rockets and we get to like the Jetsons where they start doing the that noise, then I'll go.
Okay. Because I was going to say, if you're about to tell me that you think, like in this hypothetical question where fucking Atlantis is real, that they're not going to make spaceships that work right.
No. See, the thing is,
I don't trust submarines equally as much as I don't trust rockets.
Yeah, but see, the Atlantis situation doesn't depend on the intelligence of humans. It's a freak accident that they just happen to get covered up enough to live down under there.
Down under.
I thought you were going to say down underwear.
You're down underwear.
I am. I'm wearing underwear right now. I'm down with the underwear.
Down with it.
But yeah, going to space depends on the fallibility of humans.
Like, if I was really old, I would still go. I don't even care. I wouldn't mind dying on the way to space, just like to say that I died on the way to space. Like, that's kind of dope.
I mean, once you die on
Like,
the way to space, you're not saying
She was 102,
anything.
but she was trying to go to space, so
But
not
also,
a bad way to go.
You're not going to be saying anything. You're just going to be dead. You can't say that you died going to space.
Yeah, but it'll be my obit.
Yeah, that's true.
Obituary.
It'll be cool for
They'll
everyone
be like,
else.
great grandma Faith was a fucking loon, finally managed to get that rocket ship, and she died.
I mean, people are going to say great grandma Faith was a fucking loon anyways.
I mean, probably.
But
You probably won't live to be great grandma Austin.
oh man, you're getting
always
that
say you
shorter
don't
life
wanna live that long.
expectancy on me. All right.
You're always saying you don't want to live past like 80.
I mean, it depends on the quality of life.
Yeah,
You know.
I feel you. That's why I think like the assisted suicide totally should be a thing, you know? If you want to die, you want to die, cool, do it. As long as it's not just like spur of the moment, you got to have your tests and whatnot. But people get super upset about that.
I think if you've got like a legit reason behind it.
Yeah, if you're like for realsies dying and like 3 doctors say like, yeah, this bitch got like a month to live, like,
Yeah.
why can't I just kill myself?
And you're not like, I don't want to suffer,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah. I don't want my
be
family
able
to
to
watch
pick-
me go through this.
your time.
Yeah. But if you're just like hella depressed,
Yeah, then you just need to get help.
yeah.
Not help killing yourself, help.
You-
Actual help.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what this is. It's getting help. No, you shouldn't be able to just be like, I'm over it.
Done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Put a
that's
fork
why,
in me,
like, in the
I'm
places
done.
where it is legal, it's like a process.
Yeah. Well, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you were
Okay.
just like,
Pew!
yeah.
That'd be horrible. That's how they did it. It's very like death row situation. They just poison you.
Death row situation.
You know, like they inject you.
Hmm.
In death row, like they don't use the chair or like hang you or a firing squad anymore. And just like go to bed.
Go night night. Go sleepy bye. I have heard like they don't do firing squads anymore. But
Yeah, that'd be brutal. Can you imagine?
dude, I would way rather go out firing squad.
I don't know. I don't think anyway.
Or if I'm on death row and you want to send me to space, be like, hey, 98% chance you're going to blow up, but 2% chance you get to live in space for a while. Then I'll be like, okay.
Let's go to space. That's like back in the day with Australia. They thought they were just sending those guys off
Ooh.
into the Earth.
Dude, if the moon is Australia 2.0,
Probably is in the future. That's where we're gonna send all the
Nice.
criminals up to the moon.
I'm into that.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, not me going. but that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy that like Australia, like they just send literal boatloads of criminals off. They're just like, get out of here.
Off the Earth
Yeah, well, that's what they thought.
because these dumbasses.
But like every single one of the ships wound up in Australia.
Maybe they didn't. I bet not all of them did. I'm sure a couple of them sank and shit.
Well, a couple of
Bad
them,
weather.
but the majority of them landed there enough to form
Yeah. Australia.
a colony of white people.
Yeah. Maybe it was just like the current they were catching. Just that time of year, you know, like the winds blew them.
Well, yeah, it's got to be the current,
Yeah.
but I
Where
mean,
were they
enough
sending
people.
them from?
Huh?
Where were they sending them from?
England.
That's really far.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I wonder how they got there.
Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it.
'Cause I'm like, yeah, they could just go around. But I'm like, wait, then they'd run into America. We'd just be a
Yeah.
country of criminals. Maybe they went up and around, but then they would have froze to death. Could have gone down around Africa. It's probably the way they went.
That's how they have to go. Either that or down around South America, which,
It's so long.
and also the.
You think they would have just stopped when they saw land? It was just too far away. They were like just in the middle of the ocean getting swooped around.
Well, they
some of them
didn't
were
give them.
sailors. I
They
bet
didn't
some
give
of
them
them
like a working ship.
It was just like a rowboat.
It was a ship with nothing in it.
Oh,
You
no
couldn't
sails?
steer it. There were no sails.
How do you know?
How do I know?
Yeah. Were you there?
No, but that's the history.
Yeah. Do you ever think about that? Like history could just be like all a lie.
A lot of history is.
Yeah.
There's a saying, the winners write history.
Yeah.
You know, or the winners write the history books. That's 100% true.
Yeah.
I
I think about that a lot with like just anything. It's like the Salem witch trials, and I'm like, did that happen? Is it how people say it happened? You know?
I'm sure there's
I'm sure it
some
happened.
exaggerations, but
Yeah.
I'm
I don't know. I think about these things sometimes.
well, that's why history is written with multiple accounts in mind.
yeah.
It's, not since there were kings has history just been like one dude
This is what
saying
happened.
this is the way it was, and if you don't believe me, go fuck yourself.
Then you'll die.
Yeah, it's since then been based on like multiple accounts or like photographic evidence or
Evidence.
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 This is like
Photographic
totally
evidence for
legit.
you.
This is totally legit evidence.
Your evidence.
You don't even know.
You don't even know.
So were you there? I was there. It fucks me up.
You're fucked up.
Yeah, you're fucked up.
You're fucked up.
I'm not even drunk.
You're a little drunk. Anyways.
But yeah, it's like that's crazy. Like enough people had to land in Australia that they not only overcame like the harsh Australian environment,
All them crazy animals and temperatures
Yeah.
and the Aborigines.
yeah, and spiders that fight snakes.
Snakes that fight everything.
Yeah,
Big old snakes, little old snakes.
snakes that fight people. Spiders that fight
Spiders.
snakes.
Sharks.
Sharks.
Fucking crazy ass birds and bats and shit.
Crocodiles.
But koalas and kangaroos. So
Dude.
they're balancing it out with the cute.
Kangaroos will fuck you up.
Yeah, but they're adorable.
They are from a distance.
It's like
you ever seen
really-
pictures of them up
They're
close?
buff.
They're buff,
Yeah,
dude.
but they're super cute still. They're just like a deer that learned to walk on its hind legs. It's fucking adorable.
Do you think they look like deer?
A little. I was watching a video on the internet and they were like feeding kangaroos. And I just think the weirdest part about kangaroos is it's a pouch thing.
The weirdest thing about kangaroos is that they give live birth and then the like underformed preemie baby.
Yeah, it's like an inchworm. It crawls up their
Crawls-
tummy and goes inside of them and then develops on the outside.
Yeah.
Koalas are like that too.
Yeah.
Marsupials.
So weird.
I think marsupials all come from Australia.
I mean, most of them are there.
Yeah.
Because those two capybaras, I think, are marsupials. Their pouch is upside down because they live underground. And if
Capybaras live underground.
is it capybara? Wallaby? No,
Wallabies are just tiny kangaroos. I'm gonna say capybaras aren't those giant dog rats? They're adorable too. That'd be a really big hole.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. The
I know.
capybaras are just the big rodents. They're not.
They're adorable.
There's another one that
They have
lives
like weirdly
underground.
big noses.
They do have big noses. Yeah, those are rat horses.
They're weird. I like it. They look more
but-
like a gopher or something than a rat. Like brown.
Yeah.
They have like just like a tube for a head, like an oval.
They do. They have really rounded noses.
Yeah, it's cute.
But there is a marsupial that like lives underground. I forget what it's called. But hit us up in our DMs. Let us know.
Are bats marsupials? What are bats?
I think
Birds?
bats are rodents.
They're rodents. That's right. Because I think that's offensive to to bats.
You're rats with wings.
I think they're adorable and so helpful to the world.
Bats are really underestimated in how
I like when they walk
helpful
around
they
on
are.
their little feet with their arms just up.
They're super cute. Honestly, if they didn't carry as many diseases as they did, they'd be awesome.
Yeah. If they didn't carry as many diseases as they did, I would get a bat box so they could have a little home here.
Yeah.
But I'm a little scared of them. I don't want to have to get a rabies shot.
Yeah, they carry rabies, and their shit literally makes you insane.
Yeah.
That's why it's called batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Guano, man.
When I was a kid, I used to always get guano and quinoa.
What? You would mix up guano and
They didn't
quinoa?
sound the same.
Would you have accidentally eaten one?
No, I didn't have quinoa until we got together. My mom didn't get quinoa.
Oh my god.
But just like when people talk about it, I'm like, oh yeah, quinoa.
I'm just picturing batch shitting quinoa now.
They could. Maybe that's where quinoa comes from.
It's definitely not. But-
Anyways, this little FF about me.
I don't even remember what I was going to talk about.
What did you believe when you were a kid, Austin?
I believe that adults were always right. The biggest
It's a hard day when that
Yeah, it was a tough one. I believed. I don't know if it's not necessarily something that I believe, but when I wanted to make a friend, I would go over to their house and ask their parents if their kid was nice.
I used to
Legit
believe
one way that I made a good friend.
I used to believe that those bumps on the sides of freeways that wake you up when you're driving had horns like under the road, and that was the noise that it was making.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one.
I used to draw pictures of it, like legitimately. I thought this, and I would show my mom, and she was like, "You're insane." Like, no, it's like a bunch of bike horns in a row.
What was that? How does it go?
I can't.
No?
No.
Give it a try.
Nope.
I legit believe that my dad had a button in his car that turned lights green.
Yeah.
100% believed it.
Yeah. I believe my dad was Superman.
Really?
He had us brainwashed.
Wow. He didn't even have the
No.
curl or anything.
That's all right. Being bald is a way more believable disguise than glasses.
Yeah, but your dad also looks a lot more like Lex Luthor than Batman. Or
Yeah.
Batman, Superman. Holy shit.
He used to just tell us stories all the time. Like he'd come home at night after being at the bar or whatever and tell us all about how like he'd kick Batman's ass. And we were all like, whoa,
Wow.
that's crazy. What else did you believe? Besides like the usual, you know, like we all believed in the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus.
Yeah. I did stop believing in those two pretty quick, though.
My grandma told me when I was like 7.
Yeah.
My mom tried to keep it alive till I was like 13.
Which is weird because I feel like your mom would want the credit.
She just loved the childlike wonder. I think it was the only way she could possibly not give us our presents early was to pretend Santa's real.
That makes a lot more sense because your mom is a good present giver.
She's fantastic at giving presents. She just can't keep them because she's so excited to
She's
give them
so
to you.
excited.
Yeah.
And she's like, look what I got you.
Yeah. So I think that's probably really why she tried to keep it alive so long,
Okay.
because like as soon as she finally gave up on the Santa thing is when we just started having, you know, Christmas month.
What else? What was weird that I believed as a kid? Do you have anything else loaded up?
I mean, like another childhood classic, I believed if like you jumped off the swing at like the top post, like you'd fly away.
Really? You actually believe that?
I thought it was like a thing that could happen, like if you flopped your arms good enough when you were up there.
I always tried to get the swing to go all the way around in a circle.
Like with you in it,
Yeah.
you believe that could happen?
I truly believed it could happen.
I wonder how fast you'd have to be going for that to happen.
I'm pretty sure someone's done it.
You know what else I believed?
What?
That if I ripped my cuticles, they'd rip all the way up to my elbow.
Oh, yeah.
My mom traumatized me. She told us when we were kids, if we would like rip at our cuticles or our hangnails or whatever, that it would rip all the way up to our elbow. And I just have this image in my mind of just like a thin, you know, line of blood all the way down my arm, just like a string of skin hanging below my elbow. But she says it worked. Now when I talk to her about it, she's like, well, it could for sure rip to your first knuckle. And I'm like, that's nowhere near my elbow, Mom.
So different.
But you know, there you go. Hope you're all traumatized now like I was.
That's what they got to tell us. I truly believed that my dad was amazing at Rubik's Cubes.
Yeah.
100% believed it, because we had a Rubik's Cube and we like shuffled it up and couldn't figure it out because, you know, adults can't figure it out. Yeah. And we were 8. And my dad was like, oh, I'm really good at these. Let me see it. And he took it. He's like, I'm going to go around the corner. You can't follow me. Otherwise, it won't work. And we were like, okay. And then he went around the corner. And what we found out that he did was he would break the Rubik's Cube apart and put it back together with all the colors showing. Time. It took a long time. And we sat there. We were like, oh, is he going to do it? What is he just gonna do it? What are we gonna? Why can't we go back there? But he said we can't go back there. And then he would come out with a done Rubik's Cube, and we would like lose our minds. And in his head,
being a parent's got to be kind of fun.
You fucking dummies.
He's gonna lie to your kids.
Guys are a bunch of nincompoops.
Yeah. You guys are going to have to drop a comment in one of our posts. Tell us the silly, stupid stuff you believed in when you were
Absolutely.
kids.
There's
Gotta know.
100 things that I definitely believed that I'm just not remembering right now. But there's got to be so many. Yeah. You know, the whole, your mom told you that the car couldn't go unless your seatbelt was on?
That's Kelly's mom. Oh, that's my good friend Kelly would always, whenever we got in the car can't move, doesn't turn on without the seatbelts on. Yeah. Okay. If you say so.
You still say that to me.
I say that to my mom all the time because she's the worst. I've never seen seatbelt on. My car annoys you enough eventually.
Yeah, your car definitely does. Plus, I definitely want my seatbelt on
Safety
all the
first,
time.
Guys.
When I got in that car crash with the Civic, if I wasn't wearing my seatbelt, I would have died.
I don't know about that, but you would have been a lot worse hurt.
I think if I wasn't wearing my seatbelt, I would have, like, the airbag would have hit, but like the force in which I hit the other car, I'm pretty sure I would have gone through the windshield. Yeah,
but it doesn't mean you're not gonna. That doesn't mean you're gonna die. Have you seen the car crashes people survive? I'm just saying. Yeah. It's insane. Some people survive and like their engine's in the front seat with them and they're alive. I think you would have been okay.
It would have been a good possibility.
It would have had some broken shit.
Because you also see people like tap somebody and roll over and they're dead as hell. Yeah. Dead as hell. That was a stupid saying. Yeah, well. Because if you're in hell, you're definitely dead.
Or are you? We're in hell right now.
Ooh.
Can you imagine? It's like, that was another thing, like the Good Place situation. Like, you're dead. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, fuck. Well,
if this is hell, hell's not that bad.
No. Yeah. Having fine.
I mean, it's not the best.
The world's going to hell.
The world's going to hell, but... I'm even trying to remember anything
things
else.
You believed.
Yeah.
I put you on the spot with that one. I'm sorry.
No. You're good. I'm trying to think.
I had a friend who told me that when she was little, she like truly believed like north was up, like above her was north. Because like there was a song or something they did in school. She was saying it was like they would point up for north. So she like thought for like ever. She's like, yeah, north. It's above me. The sky is north.
I probably believe some weird shit about making babies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because everybody does until you figure it out.
Yeah. Making babies is weird anyways.
I mean,
babies are weird. Pregnant people are weird.
Dude, serious. Real life predator situation.
They're very weird.
And I'm not talking about how the baby got there. You know?
It's fucked up.
Because I meant to say alien.
Yeah.
But...
it burst forth.
Talked about a real life monster instead on accident. Okay, here's a weird, I guess not even a weird question. Why do you think board games make people so mad?
I don't know why.
But card games don't.
I bet people get mad at card games.
Poker. Not nearly as mad as they get at board games.
I know. I think it's the same. People are just competitive.
Yeah.
I don't get upset when I play board games. I don't care if I lose because it's a game.
Yeah. I usually
like doesn't matter to me.
I usually don't,
Yeah.
except Monopoly.
Yeah, I know you have
I get
issues.
invested in Monopoly.
It just takes so long to play. I think it's like impossible not to get invested.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
And you're weirdly good at it.
I'm amazing at Monopoly. It's a skill.
We can't play Monopoly anymore.
You're really mean. when you
Well,
play Monopoly.
I get mean. You're weirdly good at it. One time, Faith was beating me at Monopoly the real way, like where she.
I don't cheat.
What?
I don't cheat.
That's
I'm
why I
just good
said
at
the
Monopoly.
real way.
Yeah.
You're beating me the real way, where like you took in all my money, you were letting me sell all my properties, like.
I'm a fair banker.
Yeah, it was the real way. And I got so mad. It's the only time in Faith and I's relationship that I've ever actually said, fuck you.
He was like seconds from flipping the board over.
It was really bad.
And I was just looking at him like, you're lucky we've been together like 7 years at this point. I'm like, this would be really not flattering.
No, it was,
I think I've played Monopoly against Kelly, my really good friend, like 10 times, and she's never won.
it's crazy.
Just good at Monopoly. Not very good at Clue. I'm like medium good. I'm as good as anybody at Clue. I'm just okay.
Yeah. Clue, I feel like, requires a little bit of skill. And like...
Monopoly doesn't require skill.
Not... I
You
think
need
it...
a freaking plan going into that. That's your problem. That's why you're not winning.
I think it requires a strategy, but it doesn't require skill.
Yeah.
It's a lot of luck.
A lot of luck.
It's a lot of luck. It's literally rolling the dice.
You think you'd win sometime then.
Oh, holy shit. All right. All
Just
right.
saying.
We're not allowed to play Monopoly together, though.
No. You have
No.
to find somebody else to play. I don't know. I don't think card games count as much because like you're not investing as much. It's like over really fast. Nobody cares about. I don't even know any card games. Slapjack. Oh no.
I mean, Uno.
Let's play again.
Uno, Go Fish.
You got really mad when I beat you at Uno on the cruise ship.
Did I?
Because I hit you with like all the add more cards.
Oh. Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the person. I don't know. People get really upset when like they're watching sports and their team loses. They weren't even playing.
It's true.
So I think getting upset about a board game's not that crazy. At least you're actually involved. Like not at all. Like I don't think it matters if you don't shave your beard or you wash your lucky underwear. It has literally no effect on the game.
Yeah, stay away from my lucky wall.
Yeah. Don't touch.
Yeah.
Don't turn that light on until the game's over. Don't set the AC above whatever.
I put this one same condom on every time they play.
God, can you imagine? That'd be horrible. Yeah, so I don't think it's any weirder than people getting upset about things that they aren't at all involved in.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite board game?
Monopoly.
Monopoly, just because you're so good at it?
I think it's fun. Nobody else does.
No, it takes so long.
Yeah. I don't really, I mean, I guess I also like those movie trivia ones, you know, like that, like the Disney, what was it called? Disney trivia?
Yeah.
Something like that. Disney Mania. I don't know. I like those ones. Either like watch clips and answer questions. I had the Harry Potter one. Nobody wanted to play me against that either. Against
Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, but with like movies.
Yeah.
Not just regular. I liked the regular trivia ones too, but I wasn't as good at that as like a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the movie ones. They were fun. Sorry was pretty cool.
I did. I like Sorry a lot. Definitely.
Battleship was cool.
Dude, Battleship was dope.
Huh.
But Sorry definitely had room to make enemies.
Yeah.
You know?
Hungry Hippos was weird.
That was weird.
I liked Life. Life was fun. Except
Dude,
for
Life
like
was
when you
another-
ended up having like triplets and like had to go to college and somebody died and your tire broke. It was like kind of shitty sometimes, like Life.
Dude, the game Life took way too long. Every time that I played it, we would start off playing, and then you would just like fit as many people in your car as you could,
That was
and
the
then
fun part.
like push the car around.
Yeah. You're always like, God, I hope I get the best house. I hope I get a good job. I want to be an astronaut.
Yeah, right? No, it's I wasn't super into that game. I did like I did like Sorry. I was into some Chutes and Ladders.
I never played Chutes and Ladders.
It's good.
I feel like it was like Candyland, but like not as pretty.
Kind of, except for more. Candyland didn't have like a lot of spots to like jump ahead.
Yeah, I just had like 3.
Chutes and Ladders was like all over the place.
Yeah.
So that one was fun. And what else? When I got a little older, I really liked this game called Stratego.
Yeah, sounds like something you would like.
Yeah, it was fun. It
You're
was
like the only person I know that actually knows how to play Minesweeper.
I do. Yeah, learn from my dad. I do legit know how to play Minesweeper. There's actually a goal to it. You don't just like click around and lose.
That's how I play.
Yeah, that's how everybody plays Minesweeper.
And I don't get upset because I just don't care. You know, like the most I get upset is in like video games. When you're playing and you're trying to do like a campaign or whatever, a mission, and like no matter what you do, you can't fucking win. That's when I start to get upset because I'm like, it's like the whole insanity thing. It's like trying something over and over again. Just getting the same results.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I just have to stop. I just turn it off.
Yeah, I could see that. You ever done like played a video game and then it's like that situation where you're just playing over and over and over, and then you like rage quit for the night, and then you go back the next morning and you're like, oh, this is so easy.
Yeah, I guess I've had that happen before, but most recently I was with like Far Cry 5 or whatever, and I just stopped playing for like a full year, and then I tried again a couple times and I couldn't, and then you did it, and you just found a way to quit the mission I was doing.
Oh yeah,
I was just
remember
stuck.
that.
You tried it a couple times. It was really hard.
No, I remember that. Yeah, you were like really upset about it. And Far Cry 5 is dope.
Yeah, I like the Far Cry games.
Yeah.
Like if I play video games, it's Far Cry or Assassin's Creed. Otherwise, I have too many hobbies to do that.
I feel like Assassin's Creed has gotten too repetitive.
I only really like the pirate one.
That's
Black
a good
Flag,
one.
right?
It's dope.
I tried a
love
couple
it.
others, but I agree. It is just kind of like the same shit, different setting.
The first one was really, really cool
I
because
played
it
it
just
for like a hot second when it was on your dad's computer. That's the only time I ever played the first one.
yeah. Well, it changed the game. Literally. It changed all the games. Because it was the first, well, maybe not the first free running game, but like the first really cool one.
Yeah.
And it had like a cool backstory and everything. And it, like, I don't know, you could just do so much cool stuff that you couldn't before. And the graphics were great. But then they made like a million of them.
I was about to ask you what your favorite old video game is, but I already know the answer. Banjo-Kazooie.
I do love me some of that Banjo and Kazooie.
You're like obsessed with Banjo.
Dude. Hell yeah. I like it. I was also a big Mario 64 guy.
I was saying I like Mario. Mario's my favorite old game.
Well, but like specifically Mario 64, like Super Mario Bros. And like that
I don't
sort
like
of
the
thing.
Super, yeah.
Yeah.
I like Mario Kart.
Everybody loves Mario Kart.
I know, it's universal.
If you don't like Mario Kart, you're not American.
No. But I had, do you remember when they used to have them? It was like just like a controller that plugged into your TV and it had like all those games. It had like Duck Hunt, Mario Brothers, just like all the old shit. Do you remember this? Had Pac-Man.
They still sell them.
Yeah. So I had one, and that's like, because it was a cheap console, quote unquote. And we had a friend that would come over. Sometimes it was like more my mom's friend, but she was like between our ages. She was young. And she would play Mario Brothers, and every time Mario jumped, she would jump out of her chair because she said it helped him. I was like, okay, if you say so.
That's another one of those weird things that kids believe.
Oh, I mean, she was like 18, but yeah.
Oh, well.
That's what I was saying. She's like between our age and my mom's age. She wasn't like close to our age, but she wasn't really close to my mom's age either. She was like the younger sister of our downstairs neighbor at the time.
And she was a downstairs neighbor, I think, jumping, you get it?
No, I do get it, but no.
That was a sly and horrible joke.
Yep, that was bad. But yeah.
No, I did. I liked all those games. Do you remember? you probably don't remember, but there was a old Xbox game called Amped. It was a
Yeah, I do
snowboard
remember.
game.
I remember.
That was awesome.
Because you brought it into our relationship.
Oh yeah, I just at one point had an old Xbox at your house.
Well, I had an Xbox and you had Amped. Or you bought it at like one of those $5 Walmart bins.
No, yeah, I remember because I just happened to find it somewhere at my
You're like,
grandparents'
this game's
house.
awesome.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, whoa. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Artichoke.
Who put that on there? Artichoke.
It was like to rhyme, and they couldn't think of anything else to rhyme with okie dokie. Smoky.
Yeah, like how you started doing I love you too, lemon poo.
You're my lemon poo.
It's so bad
Why?
because it's lemon poo.
When I think lemon poo, I'm thinking like a lemon drop. That's what lemons would poo.
That's a little cuter.
Yeah.
I just
That's
think
like
that,
what like a lemon grab from Adventure Time would poo is lemon drops.
Doesn't he eat lemon drops?
I have
for
no
candy?
clue. The lemon grabs are confusing because
That's
they eat like each other.
That's horrible. If they're pooping and eating little lemon drop candies.
Maybe they just like don't chew very good. It just comes out whole.
I had a turtle that used to do that. Her name was Ethel.
Ethel the turtle. That's a
Ethel
turtle
the
name.
turtle. And she was dumb as rocks.
Turtles don't seem like they're very smart.
No, she was a red-eared slider, and we would feed her goldfish, and she would chase the goldfish around.
Like actual goldfish or like crackers?
Actual goldfish.
I was just wondering.
Yeah.
I wanted to know if you're mistreating your pet.
No.
I used to
I
have
mean, she did die of neglect, like, for sure. But
I had a hamster that died the same way, but I had shoved like a bunch of chips in his cage. He wanted some Lay's. Then I left him out in the hot sun and he cooked. It's true. I'm sorry. Like the 4th or 5th Hammy Ham Toro I had.
You named him Hammy Ham Toro?
Yeah.
Were they like 1 through 4? Or just
No, they're just all
renamed?
the same name.
Okay.
But we all in our old neighborhood had hamsters, like all of us, and we would bring them outside with us because why not? And we would dig like tunnels, like little trenches in the park, and like set them, and they'd be like running around, like racing each other. And
Would they stay in the trenches?
yeah,
Why?
I don't know,
How deep were these trenches?
not very deep enough for a hamster,
But like, could the hamster like jump out if he wanted?
I suppose. Hamsters are like water; they go with whatever route's the easiest.
All right.
And then my friend, his hamster, he just like let loose in his house, and it lived just like in his house like a rat for like
Really?
years.
Whoa.
Just up like this hole in his kitchen. That's where Hammy Ham Toro, his Hammy Ham Toro.
Were all the neighborhood hamsters named Hammy Ham Toro?
Do you remember Ham Toro, the show?
I remember
Yeah.
Ham Toro, but
Yeah.
none of the kids in your neighborhood could think of anything better than Hammy Ham Toro. Like the
That's a
first kid
variation
sounded
of
off and was like, "I'm gonna name mine Hammy Ham Toro," and then
we were
everybody
like,
else was like, "Ooh, that's a good name."
No, we all just wanted them to be Hammy Ham Toro. Me and Becca had like little dwarf ones. And then my friend's was like full size, like a fat ass hamster.
Where'd you get dwarf hamsters from?
They sell them.
Oh,
They're cute.
they're just little
They're
tiny.
tiny.
Ones?
They're like mice sized, but they're hamsters.
Why did all the kids' parents buy them
Rodents.
hamsters?
Because we were all upset with the Ham Toro show. Probably wouldn't shut the fuck up. They wanted to get us to stop talking.
I just assumed. I mean, one, because you grew up in a really poor neighborhood.
Hamsters are
That
cheap.
like somebody's hamster had babies.
No.
And then all the neighborhood kids got hamsters.
No, that's not how it happened. We all got hamsters. And then my hamster
'Cause
was
that
like
is
trying
how-
to climb out once of his cage, and I closed the little door and his finger got cut off. And he cooked in the sun. I was a bad mom.
I was gonna say though, the whole somebody's hamster had babies is the way that everyone in your neighborhood got cats.
Oh yeah, no, that's really how that happened.
Yeah.
You just introduce like one cat into the neighborhood, and then everybody has a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I'm surprised you could play outside with those hamsters with all them cats running around.
this was pre-cat.
Pre-cats?
Pre-cats. We got, to lead up to it as a child. Cats came in like high school. The cats were not that far before you and I got together, honestly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, the cats happened.
I guess because my memory of the neighborhood has
Cats.
had cats all over it.
Yeah, no, there wasn't cats before.
So I assume that just like since the dawn of time, there
There
were
was
cats there.
No, there used to be a lot more coyotes, so probably the cats would have died.
Maybe.
I don't know. All I know is the cats, as far as the cats you're talking about, were introduced maybe around my like 8th or 9th grade.
Okay. I guess, isn't it weird that like coyotes is such a big problem down in Southern California? Like they're everywhere.
I just think it's sad.
It is sad because there's a lot of them, but they're all really tiny.
And like they're out in the daytime. Mm-hmm. It's sad.
They're getting desperate. But like up here in Oregon, no coyotes.
I think there are in the desert areas.
Are there?
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard of any up here in Eugene.
No. No.
You heard any of the ows?
No, but there are mountain lions here
Yeah, that's a
and bears.
kind of an extreme trade-off.
But yeah, I think like inland, like the deserty areas, because that's where coyotes live usually, in the desert.
I guess they gotta live where the roadrunners live,
Exactly.
right?
Wiley.
Mm-hmm.
Is his name Wile E. Coyote, or is it Wiley Coyote?
I'm pretty sure there's an E in there.
Yeah, Wiley.
Wile E Coyote.
So it's Wile E. Coyote.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. This is just a conversation.
'Cause-
Because he could be Wiley Coyote.
Yeah.
Because
I'm,
Wiley's a word.
I'm pretty sure it's like Wile E Coyote.
I don't know. Cartoons have weird names.
Yeah. But I think that's because Looney Tunes always did jokes like that. They always had like some sort of behind the scenes meaning, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. Wile
E. Did you watch a lot of Cartoon Network as a kid, or was it mostly like Nickelodeon? I know you didn't watch a lot of TV because your mom was like anti-TV.
No, it wasn't a lot of, and we had like a lot of shows that we weren't allowed to watch.
Like Wile E. Coyote.
No, Looney Tunes were on the approved list. So it was a lot of Nickelodeon
Yeah.
and then the Disney Channel, but I wasn't that into the Disney Channel.
I was a Disney kid.
Yeah. I
loved
didn't.
Barney, though, as a child. Like, I know you were like a Muppets kid. I was a Barney kid.
I was a Muppets and
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street kid. Yo.
I never watched them.
The
ever.
little airplane song is a banger.
I just know I love you, you love me. We're a great big family.
See, the Barney songs all sound like they're trying to hypnotize you.
Because it's for nap time.
It's so
really
that
know.
Barney can start touching you.
That is a fact.
That's what it was doing.
And his like friend who was like, because there was like the yellow dinosaur and the green dinosaur. That was his friend.
Yeah, the Triceratops. I remember.
Yeah, it was like Baby Bop and BJ. His name was BJ.
Horrible name for a kid's show.
Yeah, well, I also love like Zaboomafoo.
Dude,
Zaboomafoo's
Zaboomafoo kicks
iconic.
ass, except for they lied to me about porcupines.
He won't get over this. This happened so long ago.
Zaboomafoo told me.
I'm pretty sure this happened on our 1-year anniversary because we went to
It's-
SeaWorld and we haven't been back since because Blackfish.
Yeah. Blackfish was sad. But Zaboomafoo told me that porcupines can shoot their quills out when they're threatened.
Yep, they told us all
Right?
that.
If they're feeling really threatened, they can be like,
And then we were at
Shoot them quills out.
SeaWorld on our 1-year anniversary.
and it's not true.
And it was like on the sign. Austin's like telling me, did you know they can shoot their quills out
Yeah.
if they get really scared? And I'm like, according to the sign, it says, contrary to popular belief, they can't. Popular belief, they can't shoot their quills out. And Austin was like, what?
I did. I freaked out.
very
I just
upset.
about shut down SeaWorld.
They should shut down SeaWorld. Let's go
mean,
and yell about some porcupines, see if they do it.
I tried, but it had nothing to do with the whales or anything. It was
Uh-huh.
the fucking porcupines. But yeah, totally lied to me. That was another thing I believed growing up.
Not porcupine. I think we all believe that.
Yeah, except for that was until like what, I was like
16,
yeah,
17.
17, something like that. So
I believed it because Ibumfu told me, but I wasn't mad when I found out it wasn't true.
no, because it was something that was like so steadfast in my belief system, and it just was shattered.
I just feel like, I don't know, I always felt like Zubunfu was more for entertainment than like education, where like the Crocodile Hunter was more for education than entertainment, you know?
Yeah.
Although it was highly entertaining.
Very much so. I fucking love the Crocodile.
Animal Planet used to fucking like kill. They had so many good shows, and like now it's kind of bullshit besides Pitbulls and Parolees. Like what other shit do they have on there? That stupid fucking pedo treehouse guy. He's creepy as hell. I don't want him to build me no fucking treehouse.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Treehouse master. He's a pedo. He's creepy and he's obsessed with trees. Like he for sure finds where fucking woodpeckers peck holes in there and he puts his pecker in it.
Puts his pecker in pecker holes?
Yep.
Would he pick a pecker holes?
He might. He peckers that pecker hole though. That's what I'm saying. Put some honey in there, like maple syrup
pecker.
or something that comes from a tree, and just like goes to town.
Got a puny pecker hole.
Puny pecker hole.
Yeah. Picked a peck of puny pecker holes.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
Fancy.
New Animal Planet
show.
Yeah, tongue twister.
But there was also this cool show I watched for a second. It was like a short series about this guy like rehabilitating bears to go into the wild.
You love anything with bears.
They're fucking adorable.
Yeah.
So was it Wile E?
It was. I did. I looked it up. We started talking about other stuff. It's Wile. So it's WILE.
E. Period. Coyote.
So it's both.
His middle name is E.
Mm-hmm.
Wile E. Coyote. It's a good name. It's
like I like that they like gave him like a legit name, but then
it's like
they're like the Roadrunner.
That's a name. It's like Cher.
It's a title.
Yeah, it is. He probably has a name.
Maybe.
It's like Rennie McRunnerstein.
I think Looney Tunes is a little bit more creative than that.
I don't know. Sometimes they are, and sometimes it's like, that's just Daffy Duck. He's a duck. He's Daffy.
He is Daffy.
Porky Pig's not that creative either.
He's got like the best voice in cartoon history.
We're not talking about their voice. We're talking about their name. And Elmer Fudd might have a better voice.
Elmer Fudd definitely has a good voice. Yosemite Sam has a great voice.
That is true.
Porky Pigs is iconic, though.
You know who has a good voice? Nothing to do with Looney Tunes. The Lemon Grabs.
I have a tough time making it through those episodes.
Yeah, it's painful.
The lemon grab, it's
I like
painful.
Sent Becca and my mom just like a video of them doing their unacceptable thing, and they were like, unacceptable.
Now we need to buy new microphones.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Look up the Lemon Grabs, everybody, if you haven't watched Adventure Time. It is truly a journey.
If you haven't watched Adventure Time, you're missing out. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this on the podcast before.
Possible.
But Adventure Time is like, it's hands down like the best kids show.
It's amazing. I wish it was still happening. But also, I appreciate a show that knows when it should end.
Well, I think they're bringing it back for like 4 long
Yeah, but you said it's not even by the same people.
It's not going to be on Cartoon Network.
It better be like canon still. It better still go with what they established.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that fucking shit like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah, you're not into it because there's a lot of plot holes.
Because they just fuck shit up. They're like, wizards never wear muggle clothes except for around muggles, and even then they're horrible at it. And it's like Dumbledore's over here like looking sexy as hell in a suit and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, excuse me, Dumbledore. Also, you're not supposed to teach Defense Against Dark Arts. You teach Transfigurations. Asshole. These people need to do their research better.
Yeah, the whole time that we would watch the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them movies, because there's 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
We watched each one
Crimes
once.
of Grindelwald and
and
regular.
I swear it was like every 5 minutes, Faith was like, you're like, what? She'd be like, this plot
You
hole.
have to appreciate them as like something separate, which is annoying to do. They could have just left it alone.
but then they would have left all that money on the table.
It's also like Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, though. Oh my god.
Well, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was just something written by somebody, right?
So bad. Yeah, but like JK approved it, and I'm like, do you remember what you wrote? Because these guys don't. It's disgusting. It was painful. I read it because I have a deep love for Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But it was bad. I gave it away. I like, get this out of my collection. When people don't see it, they're like, oh, do you need it? I'm like, no. I need
Definitely
it
do
to
not
die.
Need it. Yeah.
One of the few books I approve to burn. Get rid of it. Although it probably smells good still, so you could just like ignore everything inside and just have it for pretty. Take the cover off so nobody knows.
All right. Well, now that we got Faith all worked up,
There you go. That's a pet peeve of mine. We talked about pet peeves a while ago.
your pet peeve is just Harry Potter spin-offs?
When they just ruin things that they established in previous, not even just Harry Potter, just anything where they ruin.
Cool. So your pet peeve is ruining things.
Yep.
That's okay.
Where they ruin canon. It's like how people, like Star Wars shit. They just started adding movies on the end, like this is okay, like it makes sense now. No, it doesn't.
No. Yeah.
It's annoying.
Although Rogue One made a lot of sense.
Yeah, Rogue
And
One they
I'll
did right, but the
advocate
rest of them
for
because they
Rogue
weren't
One forever.
they weren't trying to add. They were telling a story that they had almost kind of told but never told.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. You could do things like that. You can't just add shit on and be like, this is what happens now, I guess. No.
I mean, isn't that what they do with like original movies?
No. I don't know.
Because you just make shit up and say, this is what happens now.
Yeah, but if you like establish a timeline and then just come in like, huh, I forgot that.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got
Where can they
Faith.
find you?
We got Faith all worked up, ready, firing hot. You can find me on Instagram at Austin J. Kassler, and on Facebook, I'm Austin Kassler. You can also find the podcast at You're a Podcast.
Yep.
On Instagram and Facebook.
Yep.
That's spelled correctly, Youre.
You are a podcast.
Yeah. Just no apostrophe because they won't let you do it.
Yeah, I mean, they might now, but at the time. And you can find me at I Wish I Could Tag Faith on Instagram. Don't find me on Facebook because I won't add randoms. Love you guys.
Apparently.
You have 2 Facebooks, so don't even.
Yeah, I don't go on one
I know.
really anymore. But yeah, so you can find us there. Keep an eye on those for announcements for when we release the podcast. It's coming out every Monday.
Woo.
And
Start your work week right.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Or your weekend, depending on how you roll. I don't care.
Just get that week going.
Yeah.
You know?
Somehow.
Start that week strong.
Woo.
Which would also be how I describe myself. Weak strong.
Weekend strong. Simultaneous.
No, not weak and strong, but like a week strong.
Like you're towing the line.
Yeah, like a B minus, you know?
you're-
Just overall.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay. Bye.